Sense organs, windows to our world. A comprehensive exploration of how we perceive our environment through specialized sensory systems, with focus on the eye as our primary visual receptor. Lesson overview. Sensory receptors. Understanding the specialized cells that detect environmental stimuli. Skin as a sense organ. Exploring our largest sensory interface with the world, the organ of sight. Structure and protective mechanisms of the eye. Eye structure and function. Detailed anatomy and image formation process. Eye defects and corrections. Common visual impairments and their solutions. Sensory receptors are environmental detectors. All living organisms respond to changes in their environment, stimuli. These changes can be mechanical, electromagnetic, chemical or thermal. Though most cells are sensitive to stimuli, certain cells specialize in detecting particular types of stimulus. These are called sense cells or sensory receptors. Sensory receptors convert detected stimuli into electrical impulses which, when received by the brain, are translated into perceptions like pictures, sounds, smells, and taste sensations. Mechanoreceptors detect mechanical changes like pressure and touch, allowing us to feel textures and vibrations. Thermoreceptors, sensitive to temperature changes, enabling the perception of heat and cold. Chemoreceptors respond to chemical stimuli, responsible for our senses of taste and smell. Photoreceptors detect light and enable vision, found in the retina of the eye. The 5 sense organs. Eyes detect light, allowing us to perceive shapes, colors, and movement in our environment. Ears detect sound waves for hearing and maintain balance through specialized structures. Nose contains chemoreceptors that detect airborne molecules, providing our sense of smell. Tongue houses taste buds that detect chemical compounds in food, providing our sense of taste. Skin, our largest sense organ, detecting touch, pressure, pain, and temperature across its surface. Skin, our multifunctional sense organ. Unlike other sense organs that detect one type of stimulus each, the mammalian skin contains many sensory receptors for detecting several stimuli. Touch, pressure, pain, cold, heat. Sensory receptors are not evenly distributed throughout the skin. Each type is more concentrated in certain body regions. Sensory receptors in the skin. Meissner's corpuscles touch, located closest to the skin surface in the epidermis, especially in hairless regions like the tongue, fingers, lips, and forehead. These receptors require only gentle stimulation to detect light touch. Thermoreceptors, heat, cold. Situated between pressure and touch receptors, these specialized cells detect changes in temperature within our environment, allowing us to perceive heat and cold. Pacinian corpuscles, pressure. Found deepest within the skin, these receptors are activated by stronger stimulation, enabling the detection of deep pressure and vibrations. The eye, our window to the world. The eye is the organ of sight, spherical in shape and protected by several ocular structures. Eye sockets, bony cavities that house and protect the eyes from external impact. Eyelids, upper and lower folds that protect from foreign particles and mechanical injury. Eyelashes, short hairs that shield against dust, excessive light, sweat, and water. Teal lacrimal glands secrete tears to wash away dust and destroy bacteria with lysozyme. Conjunctiva, a thin transparent membrane that protects the cornea. Structure of the eye. 3 layers. Sclera, outer layer. The outermost white layer that provides the eye's shape and protects its internal components. This layer bulges forward to form the transparent cornea, which focuses and admits light, while also offering external protection. Choroid, middle layer. This layer is highly vascularized and pigmented, black. It supplies oxygen and nutrients to the eye cells. Its black pigment absorbs light rays, preventing internal reflection. It contains key structures such as ciliary muscles, the iris, pupils, suspensory ligaments, and the lens. Retina, inner layer. The light-sensitive part of the eye where images are formed. It houses photoreceptor cells, rods and cones, responsible for converting light into electrical signals. Images formed on the retina are always real, inverted, and smaller than the actual object. The eye, a closer look. The human eye is an intricate organ, with various structures working in harmony to enable vision. Let's explore its key components and their roles in processing light into images. Cornea. The transparent outer layer that first receives and refracts light as it enters the eye. Iris and pupil. The iris, colored part, controls the size of the pupil, regulating the amount of light reaching the retina. Lens. A transparent structure behind the iris that further focuses light onto the retina, allowing for clear vision at different distances. Retina. The light-sensitive inner layer where photoreceptors convert light into neural signals, forming the initial image. Key structures of the choroid layer. Iris. A band of muscle fibers that contracts and relaxes to alter the size of the pupils, controlling the amount of light entering the eye. Pupil. The opening between the upper and lower iris that controls light entry. Bright light makes the pupil small, while dim light makes it large. Ciliary muscles. Circular and radial muscles that contract and relax to alter the focal length of the lens, focusing near and distant objects. Suspensory ligaments. Hold the lens in place and adjust its shape when ciliary muscles contract or relax. Lens. A transparent biconvex elastic structure that refracts light rays and makes fine adjustments to focus images on the retina. The retina, where vision begins. Photoreceptor cells and special regions. Cones. Sensitive to colored vision and high light intensities. Contain iodopsin, which is not easily bleached by bright light. Yellow spot. Fovea centralis. Most sensitive part of the retina, where the fullest visual information is sent to the brain. Point where image is focused. Rods. More numerous than cones. Sensitive to colorless vision and low light intensities. Contain rhodopsin, made from vitamin A, which is easily bleached by light. Blind spot. Point where cells are not sensitive to light, no cones or rods. The optic nerve exits the eye to the brain from this spot. Eye fluids maintaining structure and function. Aqueous humor. This transparent, watery liquid fills the space between the cornea and the lens. It's composed of solutions of protein, sugar, salt, and water. Its functions include refracting light rays onto the retina and helping to maintain the eye's spherical shape. Vitreous humor. This wider, transparent, jelly-like liquid fills the large space between the lens and the retina. Like aqueous humor, it's a mixture of protein, sugar, salt, and water. It shares the same vital functions, refracting light and maintaining the eye's crucial spherical shape. Image formation. How we see. Light rays from an object enter the eye through the cornea, pass through the aqueous humor, lens and vitreous humor to the retina. These transparent structures refract, bend the light rays, enabling them to converge on the retina. The image formed on the retina is real, inverted, and smaller than the actual object. The light stimulus is received by rods or cones, depending on light intensity, and converted to electrical impulses. These impulses travel through the optic nerve to the optic lobe of the brain, which correctly interprets the image. For a sharp image, all refracted light rays meet at the yellow spot on the retina. Accommodation. Focusing near and far. Accommodation is the eye's ability to focus objects at different distances on the retina by adjusting the focal length of the lens. Let's look at how the eye changes to see near and distant objects. Seeing near objects. When focusing on near objects, the ciliary muscles contract, causing the suspensory ligaments to relax. This allows the lens to become more convex, rounded, which decreases its focal length, and brings the image into sharp focus on the retina. Seeing distant objects. For distant objects, the ciliary muscles relax, which in turn causes the suspensory ligaments to contract. This pulls the lens, making it flatter, elongated, increasing its focal length, and ensuring the image focuses correctly on the retina. Eye defects, myopia, short-sightedness. Characteristics. Person sees nearby objects clearly. Distant objects appear blurred. Eyeball is longer than normal, from back to front. Light rays from distant objects focus in front of the retina. Correction. Using spectacles or glasses with suitable concave, diverging lenses, which spread the light rays from distant objects before they enter the eye, allowing proper focus on the retina. Eye defects, hypermetropia, long-sightedness. Characteristics. Person sees distant objects clearly. Near objects appear blurred. Eyeball is shorter than normal. Light rays from near objects focus behind the retina. Correction. using spectacles or glasses with suitable convex, converging lenses which converge the light rays from near objects before they enter the eye, allowing proper focus on the retina. Other common eye defects. Presbyopia, an eye defect that occurs with age as the lens and ciliary muscles lose elasticity. Light rays from nearby objects are not bent sufficiently and focus behind the retina. Corrected with converging lenses. Astigmatism, caused by an uneven cornea surface, which results in distorted or blurred vision. Corrected using lenses with compensating uneven surfaces. Cataract, commonly found in older individuals, this condition involves the eye lens becoming cloudy. It can be corrected with plastic lens replacement or suitable corrective spectacles. Night blindness, characterized by difficulty seeing in low light conditions. This defect is often due to a vitamin A deficiency, which impairs rhodopsin production in the rod cells. Conjunctivitis, an inflammation of the conjunctiva, often caused by bacteria or irritants carried by the wind. Symptoms include redness and discomfort in the eye. Dazzle effect, why bright light temporarily blinds us. When a person in a dark room is suddenly exposed to bright light, they feel dazzled for some seconds because, in darkness, the pupils dilate widely to allow maximum light entry. Sudden bright light causes rhodopsin to bleach rapidly. Rod cells become highly sensitive as rhodopsin accumulates. This chemical change temporarily overwhelms the visual system. The iris needs time to contract and reduce pupil size. The visual system requires time to adapt to the new light level. Yellow spot versus blind spot. Yellow spot, fovea centralis. The yellow spot, also known as the fovea centralis, is the most sensitive part of the retina. It contains the highest concentration of cone cells, which are responsible for sharp, detailed, central vision, and color perception. This is the point where images are precisely focused for the clearest possible vision, sending the fullest visual information to the brain. Blind spot. The blind spot is the specific area on the retina where the optic nerve exits the eye. Unlike other parts of the retina, it contains no photoreceptor cells, neither rods nor cones, meaning it is completely insensitive to light. This creates a small, natural gap in our visual field, though our brain typically compensates for it by filling in the missing information from the surrounding vision, making us normally unaware of its presence. Key takeaways: sense organs. Sensory reception. Specialized receptor cells detect environmental stimuli and convert them into electrical impulses that the brain can interpret, acting as our body's environmental detectors. Skin sensitivity. Our skin is equipped with multiple types of receptors to perceive touch, pressure, pain, and temperature, with an uneven distribution across the body for varied sensitivity. Eye structure. The eye comprises three essential layers: sclera, choroid, retina, and intricate specialized structures, all working in concert to facilitate the sense of vision. Visual process. Vision is a complex process involving the refraction of light through transparent eye structures, the precise formation of an image on the retina, and subsequent transmission of signals to the brain for interpretation. Accommodation. The eye possesses the remarkable ability to adjust its focus for objects at varying distances by altering the shape of the lens, a function primarily managed by ciliary muscle action. Vision correction. Common eye defects such as short-sightedness, myopia, and long-sightedness, hypermetropia, can be effectively corrected using appropriate lenses designed to compensate for structural abnormalities in the eye.